Well, hello there, YouTube. What's good? It's your boy TVK, and this is my brand new room here in Los Angeles, California, my new base of operations. Before we go on to today's topic, I just wanted to talk to you for just a quick second. So I've been thinking about this a lot, and I'm going to really explain myself more in the upcoming video detailing my reason for moving to New York to LA. But I'm gonna start bringing brands here on the channel, and I really want to just like give you guys a heads up, because now that I am no longer in school, I have to figure out a way to sustain myself by making videos. And videos themselves, I don't get many views yet, so it's like I don't make money from YouTube, so I need to figure out a way that I can not only bring you guys more value and make more videos, but I also need to figure out how I can pay the bills and not go super homeless. So I hope you'll be patient with me and definitely consider the brands that I'll be bringing on, because I really believe that they can help make your musical entrepreneurial endeavors that much easier. Woo, that's heavy. Anyway. With that said, today's episode of TVK's Classroom is brought to you by DistroKid. They're an incredible service that helps get your music that you make out on streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Google Play, Amazon, wherever you want them to be. DistroKid can help you get them there. It's nuts, because for as little as $20 a year, you can upload as many projects and songs as you want to any of the streaming platforms available out there today. And if you click the link in my description, you'll get $7 off your first year's membership. It's nuts! Highly recommended. Today's episode is also brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare is a service that I personally use, has helped me step up the production value of my videos over the past couple of years, and I cannot tell you how important it has been to my growth as a content creator. If you're wondering how to edit videos and the YouTube tutorials aren't really cutting it for you, definitely check out Skillshare. The first 200 people that use my link down in the description below will get their first 2 months free. You have nothing to lose. Definitely go check that out if you want to support this channel. And last but not least, the third sponsor for today's episode is actually your boy, TVK, TVK Productions. My boy Ben Lee is an incredible graphic artist. He helped me make these limited edition duality shirts to celebrate the release of my debut single and music video as a rapper. And if you check out, it comes in this heather black, also comes in this ash color right here. Look at that. It's got a little logo on the side, and on the back it's super colorful. I'm really proud of the way these came out. Ben is incredible. Definitely follow on Instagram. But also, like, just the quality of the material is nuts. I absolutely love these. I wear these around all the time. If you want to cop those, click the link in my description. It'll take you to my website where you can order those yourselves. Definitely, if you want to support the channel, that would be super helpful. And if you want to send me pictures of you wearing them, I might repost them on my Instagram. Anyway, that's enough promo. Thank you so much for sticking around if you're still here. And let's get to the nitty-gritty of what today's lesson is going to be. It is about how to hold your bow. And this is actually a relatively short video. There's nothing to it. I'm actually going to get more in depth with how to use the bow in future videos, but in general, everything, all the way from your ability to do spiccato and sautille and all these other bow strokes, as well as producing the most beautifully rich or most anemic, ghostly sound, it all comes down to how you hold the bow. Now, notice I use the word hold. It's called a bow hold for a reason. It's not a bow grip. The idea behind a bow hold is that you should always feel relatively loose and flexible as you hold the bow. It shouldn't be rigid, and you should be able to bend your fingers. If you're really tense and tight, particularly in your thumb or your index finger, there are some ways that you can release some tension. Also, one more addendum, I am a violist, so my bow hold is a little bit different than violinists. I think violinists can benefit from upgrading their bow hold for more control as it is, but as a violist, we have to have more control over our bow because we need more power, much like a cellist, because our strings are thicker. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. As I said, a bow hold is about holding the bow. It's more of a cradle than a grip. Let's get started, shall we? So take your bow with your left hand and grab the stick, okay? That way you don't have to worry about the bow falling. You're flexible, you can hold it, it's all good. So that way you can focus on the actual right hand and the hold. The first thing that I always tell everybody is to make sure that your thumb is placed and it's loose and it isn't grabbing the bow. Remember, it's not a grip, it's a hold. You want to take your thumb, the tip of it, and you want to put it somewhere between the winding and the frog. Generally, I put it right here, mostly because there's a space. Sometimes there won't be a space. Every bow's a little different. But be that as it may, you want to generally put your thumb right where the frog ends and the winding begins. The tip of it. That's huge. You don't want to put the pad of your thumb like that. Use the tip, because if you have the tip, you can have this flexibility to bend and straighten your thumb, which is essential. It's essential for more advanced bow techniques. So now that you're holding your bow with the bow stick with your left hand, you put the tip of your thumb right on the frog right there. And then the next thing I do is I place the next two most important fingers, and those are my middle finger and my ring finger. And then you want to put them on top of the frog so that the pads are resting against the side of the frog. This is the most important because these pads are going to dictate the power of your bow hold and your bow pulls, right? It's really important to lead many of your bow movements with your thumb and your middle ring finger in this fashion. And it's really hard to do that if your fingers are up here. If you let them ride down and rest on the side of the frog, you have a lot more control. Notice how I'm able to flex my fingers. I'm able to bend them and I'm able to straighten them. This is huge, okay? The next thing you want to do is land your pinky on the top of the bow and rest it right here. This is more important than you think because the bow, it needs balance, right? If you hold your bow at the frog, the tip is very heavy and your bow hold would look like this. What your pinky does is it helps balance and change the pitch of your bow. So if you have a lot of complex string crossings, your pinky actually leads that before your wrist or your elbow. The pinky is very important to, the seesaw action of your bow. Last but not least, then you want to take your index finger and just rest it on top, somewhere ahead of your middle and ring finger. It's nothing too complex. So your complete bow hold should look like this. And the way to know if you're doing it right is if you can move your wrist down and up without really changing the composition of your bow hold. It should generally remain the same. If you want to move your wrist up, your fingers and your thumb should all straighten up and it should look like this. If you want to bring your wrist down, all your fingers should be able to bend just like this. And so this is the foundation of your up bow and your down bow. Your fingers start all of the motions and then your wrist comes later and then your elbow comes last, which goes to your shoulder and to your back. So everything starts with your fingers. That's why your bow hold is super important. And that's pretty much it. It's not complex, it's super simple. And I also want to say that there are a million ways to hold the bow. This is just my personal way. This is something that I've felt has helped me bring a really deep, rich, unique sound. And just even if you decide not to use this kind of bow hold, even if it doesn't feel right to you, if you've watched this video, it means you have some questions and maybe try it out for a little while. It'll take a while to get used to, but I promise you that your sound will be different if you approach it in this way with more control. So that's pretty much it. It's not a super complex issue, but just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy, as we know. If you have any more questions, do I need to expand on anything? Do you still have other things that you want to learn? Please deposit all the questions down in the comment section below because I read them all and do my best to answer them. And those questions will be the guide with which I make future videos. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day and don't forget to play, homie, play. Also guys, this is super important. I'm gonna be doing one really big change to my Patreon campaign, and I encourage you to go check it out. Link is in the description. I'm creating a Discord channel where adult learners and beginners and intermediate and advanced players can all come together. You can talk directly with me. We're gonna start forum posts. I really wanna use it as a tool for me to stay in contact with your needs, and I wanna make the content that you want to see. So if you wanna, help support me as a creator and the things that I'm doing here, definitely check out my Patreon campaign. I think you're really gonna like it. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys soon.